Good evening and welcome. This is another edition of the TR News and Reviews. I am Shoutout TR representing for the news crew. All right, this evening we're talking about the system. We're talking about influential people in the industry that sometimes impact the nation in many ways than one, but more so the negative way, according to what we have on the news this evening. So, of course, over the weekend, or let me check to make sure. My phone is acting up from recently. It has been freezing up every now and then, but let me see. This happened 1 day ago. So, if you see the title, hold on, let me get the title up and running so you can be aware of what I'm talking about. I think my title suggests exactly what I am talking about, and not only that my title should suggest what I'm talking about, but also that that it is ridiculous. I want to welcome all of those viewers this evening. Thank you all for coming. This happened a day ago, but as a matter of fact, I want to just share the stream right now. So if you might give me a minute, let me just share the stream, and then we will embark into the journey of dissecting and analyzing what was said. And for those who watch this video after this live stream, please do give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a share. And of course, do follow Politricks Watch. You know, I listen to him carefully, and he's very intelligent. You don't really get to meet him because he's so critical, he's so transparent, he's so forward that he doesn't really show himself, because you know, people that is so transparent normally have a level of haters sometimes, and people will try to sink them. When people say truth about situations, now many times people try to sink these people. Now you might ask the question, what do I have to do with either party? Nothing. I have nothing to do with one party or the next. But what I do know is that when somebody make a statement that is valuable, when somebody make a statement that is transparent, I love transparency. When somebody says something that connect with something or somewhere that makes a lot of sense, then I can attest to that, and I can agree to that, or I can work with that. While I can say what I agree with the next side of the party, I can definitely talk about what I disagree with. And of course, you want to kill me? It's my opinion. I'm going to state my opinion. I'm going to also share with you what Politricks Watch had to say about this situation. And I'm going to read to you what Mr. Borrell had to say about this. And of course, he has been in attack mode ever since the post. So let me just dive into it. It is on the screen for you to see, but for those who can't see on the screen, I'm going to read it for you. Now, for those of you who knows that the situation, I broadcast it, and I broadcast the situation. I want to say, guys, if I didn't acknowledge you personally in the chat, please do understand. Thank you for coming. I do appreciate your coming here. Now, few days ago, I broadcast a stream that was talking about the world boss, or the world shepherd, or the dancehall most stream artist, who is Vybz Kartel, of course. You know, we talked about his son impregnating an 18-year-old. Now, the son is 15 years old. And we know on the flip side, if it were to happen, on the flip side, somebody would be going to prison. If the guy was 18 and the girl was 15, there would have been problems. Now, I broadcast that that story recently, and of course, while I will say congratulations to the kid, um, I'm not saying that I condone the situation. I'm just saying it happened. So congratulations to you. I'm not saying it is the correct way to go, because children need to live their childhood life. You need to live as a child, and even when you're mature up here, it is good to channel your education or channel your intellect to get even more intellectual. You need to build your cranium. You need to get smart, because life is not just about certain things. So, if I may say that. Now, let us go, because after that happened, this was what happened. So, in defense of Vybz Kartel, this was what Scatta had to say. He said, I see people worshiping a God that impregnated 14-year-old Mary, yet they have issues with Kartel becoming a granddaddy. Oh, you call Relax. I bet you know, SG Sonics. I bet you know of a song. I bet you know of a song called Curly Locks, but I bet you don't know that there was a Don by the name Curly Locks. One of Jamaica's most dangerous Dons from Kingston, name was Curly Locks. No, it's not because he had curly locks, but he was a, oh, you know, all right. So you know the story, so I don't have to go into that story. So let me stick to the story. Now, somebody may say, this is absurd that, Scatta would say something like that, but everybody know that Scatta don't believe in God and Jesus and those things. So this is not a surprise. This is not a surprise coming from Scatta Burrell, because everyone know that Scatta don't believe in a God and Jesus and them something there. So, I am not surprised. But the fact that he makes it public out there for the world, and especially the children who are easily influenced by, negative remarks, negative comments, and by hype, and by influential, the word that I want to use, I don't want to use it on here because I want to get into trouble. But I'm going to read this again. I see people worshiping a God that impregnated 14-year-old Mary, yet they have issues with Kartel becoming a granddaddy. Well, that's his opinion. He have right to say whatever he want to say, but many people, I could almost say the entire social media was lashing out at him for such a disrespect to the God that they know. Everybody know that in the Western Hemisphere, the Western world is a Christian-based platform, or should I say country, or universe, or sphere. Now, what we understand is that most of us on this side of the world believe in a God, we believe in a Jesus, we believe in a, who don't believe in a God, believe in a Jesus, believe in a Mary Magdalene, believe in something that has to do with a creator, or a God. My beliefs are kind of different, and not a lot of people can cope with my beliefs, but that's mine, and he has his, and that has, people have their own different beliefs. But if I may say, that is kind of a bit harsh to say, if you ask me. It's a bit harsh to say, and the comparison is, I would kind of say, it's kind of off. The comparison is kind of off, if you ask me. Now, while the comparison may be similar, because according to him, he said God impregnated a 14-year-old Mary. So he's basically saying God had sex with Mary and impregnate the 14-year-old, and she was pregnant and carried Jesus as a child. That's what he had to say. Now we're going to go into what Politricks Watch had to say about the situation. Now, but before we go into that, before we go diving into that, I wanted to share the stream quickly. So let me just share the stream. Share, yes. All right, let me share it. OMG. That's what I'm going to share the stream saying. OMG. Look here. Look here now. Look here now. My God. That's what I'm sharing the stream saying. Look here now. I see CJ Info in the building. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to ask that as many of us that can share the stream, please do share the stream. Invite our friends and families to hear the story. Now, many people wrote some crazy things on his page, Scatta page. You vex with God. No, me can't read. I can't read this. I can't read this on air. Sorry, I can't read it. You have no sense at all. I can see that. Shake my head. Someone said that. It has 15 likes. His response was, I got no sense and I am still smarter than your dumb. All right. That's one thing that was said. Now, somebody wrote this. I want to know, are Christians and God-fearing people the only one who have a problem with this? You're more concerned about Christians and religion than they are about you. I think the problem you have is really with yourself. Anybody who tries to bully people because of their belief, normally the problem is with their own selves. Look like a Christian take away your gal and that burn you till this day. Move on. That's what somebody had to say to Scatta. Now, look, this was Scatta's response. Look at you over here under my post telling me I have a problem. With rolling eyes, of course. I never invited no one over here, including you. So it's pretty obvious you, the one who lost out on a partner and have nothing better to do than to crawl here trying to impose your sad life on me. You lame bad. Now, let me tell you, there is one thing that I know about a presenter. Most times, when a presenter presents his opinions or his, you know what? That's not where I should be going. Let me get into the presentation because we are still not yet at the exact presentation that I'm supposed to be at. Now we're talking about Politricks Watch lashing, of course, lashing Scatta properly because, of course, he thinks that the Scatta falls under the entities in Jamaica that helps to destroy the younger population who has no sense of, or no intellect, or I should say sense of direction. Young people who needs direction to go in a particular way or to grow up to understand and to understand how to be a man, a respectful one at that, you know. If I should put myself on the spot, I have made mistakes. I have done silly things. I have done immature things. I was immature at one point, but I grew up to understand that I was immature at certain point. Now let's jump into this, and I'm going to put Politricks Watch. I am going to put Politricks Watch link in the stream so you can go and visit him yourself and hear what he has to say. But if I may jump into what he has to say about Kartel and Scatta and this whole nonsense of a 15-year-old boy bearing a child, let me just jump right into this. And remember, TR is not on this side or on the side. I am neither JLP nor PNP. I am neither on Scatta side or Politricks Watch. But if I may say quickly that Politricks Watch is very transparent, and he has done his research and he has proven that he knows to a level what he's saying. So let me just jump into that real quickly, and so you can hear for yourself.
Welcome back to Politricks Watch. This is Sir P. Uh-oh. 2 videos now one day, people will know say it's serious. It's serious because I will not stand by and watch.
Yes, very serious.
Agents,
yes, very serious.
These puppets inside the entertainment industry who are used to lead people astray, reshape the narrative, right, and influence the younger generation, right, to normalize certain things that isn't even up for debate whether they are wrong or right. People of Jamaica, listen to me right now. Right? This is one of those videos where Sir Peter Sagier freestyle. I'm telling you something, people. Music is powerful, entertainment is powerful, entertainers are powerful. There is a reason why Pepsi and Coca-Cola and Nike spend hundreds of millions and billions giving to artists and ball players, because they have something where not even the prime ministers and presidents in this world can do. They can influence a population to wear certain things, eat certain foods, drink certain liquor. If certain man stand up next to a brand, all of a sudden the brand starts selling. That is how powerful entertainers are. That is why a significant portion of them, hell, the majority of them, are nothing more than agents of the system. See, them love talk about the system. What they don't tell you is that the system met them. The system made them and then break them. See, their job is to lead the youth astray and poison the youth's mind with all kind of foolishness. And the one them who excel at that, make it to the top. A matter of fact, the better you are at leading youth astray is the more popular you will become. More spin they get on the radio, them love the foolishness. People of Jamaica, entertainers can normalize anything. Think about anything you want, no matter how gross it want to be, how you might say, oh, that's disgusting. Entertainers can normalize it. If every big artist of Jamaica starts singing say bad man for wear skirt, you will see men walking around Jamaica in miniskirts. Let me say that again. If the biggest artist in Jamaica, the hottest artist in Jamaica, World Shepherd and them Monday, start tell you them to wear frock, they will wear frock. They will wear frock. I mean, the World Shepherd done this same in wig and frock up already in my own words anyway. But the reason why I'm not talking about this is because Simple Scatta posted something on his Instagram. Simple Scatta, who is the brother of Simple Simon, thinks that him did I say something revolutionary. Him think him say something very smart. People read between the lines. Now, in response to some people having a problem about the fact that the World Shepherd youth at 15, of Pitney or whatever, and some people are saying, which is, by the way, a solid and reasonable argument, that if it was the other way around, and a 15-year-old girl, they end up being the one to get pregnant at 15, they'd be uproar, and obviously that is illegal. It's not like it's an opinion, it's a fact, it is illegal. But you see, Simple Scatter posted this on his page. It's on your screen right now. I see people worshipping a God that impregnated 14-year-old Mary, yet they have issues with Kartel becoming a granddaddy. People, that is what you call a false equivalency, which is the #1 debate tactic of a simpleton. Look at your screen right now for those of you who don't know what a false equivalency is. It is a complete logical fallacy to pretend that a biblical story about immaculate conception, right, from way back when, is equivalent to a 2020 story of a 15-year-old having a picnic, right? That is ridiculous, right? And it shows you that Jamaica's entire education system needs to be shaken up. Children are not taught how to effectively debate in schools. Let me explain something. I'm not even going to get into how ridiculous it is to use a religious story, right? Whether you want to believe the story or not, whether you're Christian or not, to compare and run the story about what's happening here regarding Vybz Kartel. So let me explain something to you people out there before I even go any further into this video and tell you why I think Jamaicans are obsessed with false equivalency. Let me just give you a couple examples. If Raoul in Spain in the year 1200 AD did breathe on a little picnic and never get charged, for you in 2010 to get locked up for breathing the same picnic, whatever it is,
Kanika, of course.
Raoul in 1200 AD, you never get locked up, you are an idiot.
Well,
let's just put that out there. Forget about the fancy terms, false equivalency. That is, you are an idiot. Right? To say, but what happened to the man in a 1922 when he did go for yourself? People, I'm getting tired of this. Every time somebody gets charged for something in Jamaica, the person who is guilty, right, feels that them can revert back to another case that sounds similar to them one for why them should get Lego. Why we must forget what them do.
All right, we could pause it right there. So let us pause it right there and come back to the TR News. Now, what I am saying, and that's why I'm saying that, thank you, Slick Nico, for being here. Thank you, Ruth Daly, for coming. Greg Manley, thank you for coming. I see you all. I see all these amazing people coming in. Um, now, now, what I'm saying, CJ's info is in here as well. I've always liked the transparency. Wake up, TR. No, man, me no sleep. Jermaine Blake, what you talking about sleep? No, we're talking about a situation that is plaguing Jamaica, and I will say, as I said before, disclaimer. I was a young boy as well. I was a young man as well who was not so educated, not so intelligent. And what I thought was make a man a real man, respected. You know, going around getting children and having children at a young age was what I wanted. I wanted to start getting children at a young age. As early as possible, I wanted to start getting children. Now, what I'm saying about Serpy, I love his transparency. I love that he just don't only say his opinions, but he also believes that he must research, and he's very knowledgeable. If you listen to him, you realize that he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying. Now, what Scatta has said about this whole comparison, you know, it's kind of crazy for many reasons. And I think that his main intention is to lash Christians, because he thinks that Christians are stupid to be worshiping a God who they've never seen, or his theology or his reference to who a real God is far different from what reality is. You know, he believes that that Christians are far from reality. And of course, we know that in the Western world, most of us back this side, we were born and raised to know a God that we call awesome, a God that we call El Shaddai, a God that we call Jehovah, Prince of Peace, Lord of Lord, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, all those things and more. That's what we were raised to know in the Western Hemisphere. Now, those who have gone on to do deeper research, you know, they come up with different knowledge and understanding that we are blind because we are led by what you call tradition. We are led by tradition. Lady Be Unstoppable, I see you in the building. Thank you for coming through. We are led by traditions and so forth and so on. But as we talk about the comparison between Jesus Christ, his mother Mary, and God impregnating Mary at 14 years old is the problem, is the debate here. Now, what I want to say though, is that I personally, and that's why I agree with Politricks what he had to say, because if I molested a child, well, I shouldn't even say these things over my name because I will not do that. But let me just say, if a man molested a child, and for some reason he got away from the system, you know, he got away from the system after molesting a child, like some people actually does. There's actually a bunch of child molesters and pedophiles walking free out there. Some of them got away from the justice system, while some of them were never caught. Now, because they got away by going to court and win their case, does that mean if the next man rape your daughter or molest your daughter, because the man 2 years ago or 20 years ago or 155 years ago escaped, does that mean you should escape, or that the man, the perpetrator who molested your child, should escape? No. No. I cannot agree with this. And so in this scenario, I cannot agree with, sorry, I know Scatta Burrell personally. I do know him personally, but I am afraid that he had brought up the wrong example. He had brought up the wrong comparison, or that's his opinion, and so we can't necessarily fight him on his opinion. But what I can say, I can fight with my own opinion too. Because I am certain if someone else out there did something wrong and got away, and if the person did the same thing to his daughter, he would not be saying the same thing. If someone had committed a crime against him that someone else committed years ago and got away with it, it would not have been the same thing. So I think it's a high level of, you know what? I want to say disrespect, but let us go back into what Politricks Watch had to say. And I think, yes, let's go into what he had to say.
Let me explain something to you. If 15 man guilty or something, all 15 guilty of it. If 5 out of the 15 bust the case, it don't make the other 10 innocent. The fact that 5 bust for them case will sound similar, right? Don't mean that the other 10 can go in a court and say, Your Honor, but oh, John Tom, the boss, him case down the road, and must say him did have one Glock, and me did have one Glock. So how him get like people? That's childish. That is simple Simon's debate tactics. Jamaican people, please, my beg you, grow. Grow, I'm tired of it. You notice when I look at cases, I look at them individually. Even this man I talk about, the Patrick Bailey case. You notice that nowhere in that video I was saying, and look how them lock up the money over there, so. And they never said this no. And look how them lock up. Because that is a false equivalency. Case by case basis. A man who draw 115 years. Listen, people of Jamaica, as recent as 300-400 days ago, it was normal for a man draw a woman. So careful when I try promoting it. Because what them entertainers they are trying doing is normalize certain things in it. Because when you hear that in your mind, say, oh well, God impregnate me at 14, so nothing can wrong with it then. This is what I try to do. Do you see what simple Scatta and his kind are trying to do? By putting it in the people's mind that, well, oh God, some simpleton now go read it and say, well, oh well, God, breed me, you know. Oh right, so nothing can wrong with it because God do it. Do you see what these people are doing, the risk that they're posing right to society? Making people who we know Jamaica have a LIQ problem. Some LIQ will read that now and say, but, oh, so as Scatta say, God impregnate me, and if God is the man who deal with right and wrong, then that means to say it's right. So, oh, nothing wrong if me go be people of Jamaica. Listen to me now, man. I reason why I reason now. I tell you, these entertainers, most of them are agents. They are the ones who normalize making young youths look like ghosts, walk up and down upon the road look like ghosts, skin pale, melanin gone. Right? They were the ones who make young youths walk up and down with them belly, with shirt tie up in a belly skin. Right? They were the ones that make you to walk up and down and say, anybody who thought the police must dead. That is the power of entertainers. That is why I'm calling them out. Who want vex. All they can do is hit the dislike button. That's all they can do. People of Jamaica, understand this. Back to the false equivalency thing. Right? I'm going to give you some more examples now. As I say, as recently as a couple of years ago, it was normal for a man draw a woman and nothing come out of it. However, societies adapt and evolve and laws change and get amended and say, listen, what worked them time they can't work now. For you to use a modern day example and try to use an old days example to say, well, look on the two of them case, oh, you're not saying nothing about this, you are an idiot. That is foolish. There was a time in the world where women couldn't even vote. There was a time, I talk about 19,000 years ago. Go and Google how recently women get the vote. In some place like America and England, how recent it was. You go to somebody now and block somebody. A woman will try walk going to a polling station and go vote, and you block her. So where you go? Move from her and say you can't vote. The woman say, what do you mean I can't vote? Right? You say, move from her and say you can't vote, that woman. Somebody say, but what do you mean the woman can't vote? Right? Then how comes in 1922, see that woman couldn't vote? That is ridiculous. That is a false equivalence. It is a logical fallacy. Right? It is the #1 debate tactic I hear in Jamaica. Every time somebody gets called out for something, people find another case that look more or less the same with maybe 2 or 3 characteristics. Right? In this example, we talk about 2 pitney, right? And say, well, look on now, you know nothing about this, so what? So even if
All right. All right. Let me just stop this for a minute. All right. So especially based on what Lady Unstoppable said. Now she said that she don't agree that the responsibility of entertainers or outsiders. Yes, you should have been here earlier, Lady Unstoppable, to hear my but you can see what I said about it. Now she's saying that she don't agree that children should be left up to people like entertainers and outsiders to raise the child. But what I will say, as much as it is the responsibility of the parent to raise a child or their children, I will tell you that there is no one parent or parents that can raise the child. It takes a whole community to raise a child. It takes, because you're not always around your child. The only way you're going to do this, the only way this is going to be made possible, is if you have your children. Listen to me carefully. Have your children. Don't allow anybody else around them. That's the only way you're going to escape. Have your children. Don't even invite nurses and doctors to deliver your child. Try to deliver your child between you and your husband. Lock them up into a safe place away from the world. It's the only way you can raise your child by yourself. Listen to me carefully. It is your job as the parents to instill the right knowledge, to instill the right guidelines, to instill the right discipline into your child. But I will tell you this. Yes, I agree with that. Train up a child in the way he should grow, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So you have to instill the right things into your child. But in days and age like this, when a child goes out and does their things in terms of research, hang with their peers, hang with different people, they will remember what they were taught as a child, but of course, they will eventually do what they want to do. Now, this is what I have to say, because I was raised as a wonderful born-again Christian boy, but a lot of things was handed down to me on a plate or on a silver platter, if somebody may call it that. And after I was raised and I became a man, I thought I needed to live my own life, because I don't believe anybody should live their parents' life. The responsibility is still on the parents. The kids make their choices and the kids will make mistakes. Yes, that I agree with. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. The responsibility is still on the parents. Yes, the first 5 years of a child, the first 5 years of your child is between the mother, the father, and especially the mother and the child. Now, those 5 years, the child brain is just developing and is just like a sponge. It absorbs everything you feed the child with, including what the child sees, what the child hears, what the child smells, what the child tastes or eat or drink. All of that is going to become the child in years to come. So, whatever you allow the child to see, the brain takes a picture of whatever the child sees from the windows, and it becomes a part of the little child world. Now, it doesn't stop there. What the child eats is for the nourishment and for the upbringing of same child. Now, what the child listen to, in terms of if you sing to the child, if you talk to the child, if you pray with the child, whatever you do in the hearing of the child is a part of the development of the child. So, I did a video recently called The 7 Gates. Now, if you have seen that video, then what I'm saying now will make sense. Every human being is born or is created with 7 gates to your system, to your inner person. And whatever you allow in those 7 gates determine how you operate on earth. Depends on how you move or evaluate things and people and whatever. So if I may say, Lady B saying this is not a guy that she would listen to. Now, it takes me some time before I stop listening to somebody. If somebody is saying something that is transparent and you're saying something that makes perfect sense, if you're saying something that you have researched and the dots are connected or connecting, then I will listen. Now, there is something about me from a very long time. I listen to a madman. I will listen to a man that is insane. I will listen to a girl that is stupid. I will listen to a child, even a 5-year-old child, even a 6, 7, 8-year-old child. I listen to them because you learn from a child as well. I'm not sure if you know that, but you learn from a child as well. You learn from an insane person. You learn from a stupid girl. You learn from a dog. You learn from a tree. You learn from nature. You learn from anything that has life. Anything that has life, you should learn from it. So if a leaf is moving up and down, you can make a rhythm with the up and down. Oh, look at that leaf, it's just moving in the wind. You can learn from the colors of nature. As a matter of fact, most of the things that exist in our world today was created from nature. And it is a pattern off of nature. If you understand what I am saying. Everything that you see anywhere around was patterned or colored or put together off of nature being the first example. So when people made paint, when people made colors, the colors already existed. No man created yellow or pink or blue or purple. They all existed before. The rainbow was there with all the colors, with all the shades. The rainbow was there with all the shades. The leaves came with all the shades. You have the yellow, the green, the orange, the red, the purple, pink. All the colors that you have ever seen, it is right there in the open for you to see it. The different patterns that you see on your clothing. You see a piece of cloth with a leaf on it. You see it with streaks. We see it with flowers, pattern, lines, all kinds of things. They all come from nature. So we learn from nature. So you can learn from a stupid guy. And what I will say, especially to you, Lady B, Unstoppable, a man may be saying something that for 2 minutes sounds stupid. But in the next minute, which is the third minute, he may say something that could be the thing that changed your life. Not all the time you must run away from somebody because you disagree with what they say in the beginning. Or because they didn't start so right, then you just walk away and you did not listen to what this person, you just hurry up and just say, you know what, this is nonsense, I'm not even listening to this. Sometimes you have to take the time to listen to somebody, what they have to say, because they may not say something suitable for you in the first 10 minutes, but in the second phase or phrase, the person might say the one thing that would save your life. Just the one thing. I'm so serious about this. This is reality. There was a woman who came to my stream. And when she came to my stream, she walked away the very first 2 minutes that she came. And how did I know this? Because she went somewhere else and she made a comment that's why I said I should have been here earlier when I would have heard more. Okay. All right. Point taken. Point taken, Lady Be Unstoppable. Now, what I am saying, the lady came to my stream, and the remark she passed, she made a comment on a video of another person that invited her. Now, what she had said, she said, I went to the guy's stream. Her very words. She said she went to the guy's stream. And she couldn't stay for more than 2 minutes. Why? Why couldn't she stay for more than 2 minutes? Guess why? She couldn't stay for more than 2 minutes because she said the first 2 minutes, I said, this was my opening statement that day in my stream. I said, thank you all for coming. We just want to thank God. Over here, we believe in Almighty God. Over here, we believe in a God that is the highest content creator. Over here, we believe that God is love and that love is God. And this was what turned her away. I then said, I don't care what God you believe in. If you believe in Allah or Buddha or Christozus or whatever you believe in, I don't care what you believe in because I know in whom I believe and persuaded. And she left because she thought I was being tolerant to other people's belief. And I went to the video and I left a comment. And I did lash her properly with the Bible. Because these were two Christians. These were two so-called, or let me not call them so-called, but these were two Christians who talk about Jesus day and night and day and night. They talk about Jesus all day, all night. And then she turned away from my stream because of something as simple as what I said. Now I said it and I will say it again and I will say it again and again and again and again. I say I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what God you serve or believe. I believe in a creator that is mightier than I am. I believe in a God that is truth. I believe in a God that is love. And I will say that forever and forever, amen. But if you believe in Allah and you read the Quran and that's your belief, fine. That's your belief. That's what you were taught and that's what you do. I will tell you what I believe. If you are persuaded by it and you want to follow, then sure, come along with me. But if you don't want to, then you're going to create your own judgment. That's what you're going to do. You're going to create your own judgment. Now, listen me carefully again. Listen me carefully. I said to her, when God created mankind, or when God created heaven and earth, after God created man, and man was the last thing God created everything on earth before he made a man. Well, this is going to take me to another part of the studies that I don't want to go into. Because have you ever wondered if Adam and Eve was the first man and woman on earth that God made? When Cain killed Abel, which was the brother, which was both siblings, and they were children to Adam and Eve, when Cain killed Abel and ran away, he got married to a girl. Where was that girl from? Who was she related to? Who was her parents? Where did that family come from? Those are questions that people would ask me when I try to talk about theology. Now, this session right here is not for that. So I will just get back to what I was saying. Now, what I was saying is that when God created heaven and earth, and he made man and fashioned woman, and for some people who would ask me, how do you differentiate a man? Because no matter how much a man try, he cannot be a woman. Because from the beginning, God made man. And guess what he did to woman? He fashioned woman. So God made man from the clay. And then God take woman from man and fashion her. And that's why woman is more refined than man. It's a more refined version of man. So the lady becomes feminine while the man is masculine. And if I should go into that is another study again. You know, everything that I'm going to say is attached to something else, and it's going to take me forever to get through all of this. So let me just go back to what I am saying. When God made heaven and earth, this was what happened. God gave you and I a choice. God didn't have to do it. God could create heaven and earth and create one big road and say, go ye out and do my work and, you know, be thou saved and sanctified and live forever. God could allow man to live forever because God is everlasting. God, truth, endureth to all generation. God could have done that. Instead, God created two paths. God created two roads. One lead to destruction and one lead to life. The narrow road or the broad road lead to destruction, and many there be that find it and walk therein. But the narrow road leads to life, and few there be that finds it. Now, the question is, this is the pivotal question here. Why would God create a small road or a narrow road that lead to life? Why didn't God just create the big road to life and the small road to negative, to eternal domination? And so if you want to take that road, you have to search for it. But instead, the big wide road for the negatives, for the people who are going down destruction, is there open for everybody to walk down. Every child, every children, every man, woman, boy, girl, animal, and everything can easily walk down the path of destruction. And so negativity is known to be the more popular, what am I going to call it? The more popular or influential property is negativity. People are more influenced by negative as opposed to positive. You see what I'm saying? So I am saying, if God created path, two roads for you to follow, then it simply means that God is giving you the freedom of choice. So you can choose what you want, how you want, when you want, and so forth and so on. You understand? So with that being said, it means that when I say I don't care what you believe, I believe in Almighty God, or I believe in a creator or a source that is higher than I am. I believe in a source from which I came, because I did not just pop into existence. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't just pop into existence. I came from somewhere. Now, where did I come from? Not a monkey. No. Not a cow or goat or an animal. I came from two people first. I came from my mother and my father, who came together as two separate entities who come together and form a union. That come together like a negative and a positive wire, or come together as two different elements or two different beings, liquid and liquid, or I almost say nitro, liquid and nitro. I'm kidding. But they come together as two different forces, and they created me. Now, before they created me, which is the body, God created the spirit that was going to live in this body. So my mother and my father purpose together to make me was to create the house that I would live in. So yes, me, the body, is just a replica or cells of my mother and the seed of my father. Now, the study is getting deeper. We were supposed to be talking about Scatta, and we were supposed to be talking about Politricks watch. But look where I am now. I am gone down into science, and I am gone down into theology, and I am gone down into a broader scale of discussion. Now, let me tell you this, for those who don't know, this right here, this is the part that might be a big pill to swallow. This right here is not the part that God made. You're not going to understand what I'm saying. God made you as the person, but your body is not. I've been saying this for a long time. I hope you will get it one day. Your body is not you. Your body is a transportation system for you. Your body is a housing for you. You are your spirit. You are the person that is living in your body. Now, your mother and your father, you are a cell or a replica or a part of your mother. You are the seed of your father. So you are your father's seed and your mother's cell. And they come together, and the cells multiply to create a body to house the you that God made. God made your spirit. And your spirit is like God. Your spirit is godly. Your spirit was made by God and influenced by God and can operate in the form of God. Why do everyone... You know what? You know what I realized recently? I realized something recently. I realized that all my conversations take on a theological form. All of my streams tend to take on a leadership into teaching the people a little bit more about God. And, I don't go into deep science. I didn't study a lot of science when I was going to school. But after I left school, I started studying a little bit of chemistry and a little bit of science and physics. Also a little bit of Egyptology, a little bit of... I even start forgetting some of the things that I've been studying. But if I may say, those are things that you need to know. Now, what I'm going to start doing, because since I have so much to say about God, the Bible, creation, man, woman, and these things, I'm going to have to create a stream specially to talk about these things and more things that I need to establish as an individual or as a person. Now let's go back into what a little bit more of what this guy had to say about this thing. Let's hear what else he has to say.
Even if every 14-year-old did read 5,000 years ago, it not right now. We're not talking. Societies, laws get amended and adopted. We are telling right now, any man out there who thinks that in a freedom mind they can use an argument about God breed Mary when she was 14. So that, I'm telling you right now, try that with nobody with me now. And I'm telling you right now, Simple, Scatta, and the other entertainers out there, members say we know so we're agents, right? We normalize because the voice so big and so powerful and so influential, we normalize, right, some of the worst things about society. But back in the day, we could have get away with it. For years, these same agents, right, are the people who help to reshape the image of certain cultures across the world. These are the people who reshape the image, especially in countries like Jamaica. The whole image of certain people, right? The whole gangster image and Batman image and who the top killers and sing 100 songs about Zeeks and Dodos and tap this and that and big. It was entertainers who did that. People at Jamaica, the reason why we're so obsessed with hearing certain man name are because we're not heard from the young. We want to know who them man because one of my favorite artists used to sing about them. Right? Because the favorite artists will make things that were once taboo normal in Jamaica. Am I lying or not? Come on, people. People talk to me. Remember when certain things were taboo to speak about publicly? It wasn't the favorite artists who come and say, yo, what not talk about? Right now, people can have conversation about certain things. But why don't mean a boss one time? Man never used to do that. That shows you say people, that shows you say entertainers can normalize anything. So when you see that creep up, you need to squash it from its early. So when you say simple scatter, I'm going to try to use a false equivalency of a modern day 2020 15-year-old. And I go back to biblical times, right? To try to make some kind of equivalency right there, so, right? Thus putting it in an LIQ's head, say, this alright because God did this. People have to call it out from early, as me say, who vex, just vex. Right? I'm not only probably read Scatta and Sir PR, this my done, hey, whatever. Right? I'm not here to make friends. Right? People, this has to be called out. A long time they want to make it clear. Here's the opportunity. You can't make opportunity go to waste. Most of these entertainers are agents. They are agents. Right? Look at America, look all over hip hop, look at who make it to the front of music. Look at the men and the women who make it to the front of music. What are they pushing? What narratives are they pushing? Come on, people. Come on. That's the same thing in a dancehall. So all these big voices with these big followings that people run back on, you man, they say us agents. The agents. And this is how them take time weed it in people's mind. Oh, well, Bible days, man used to have picnic with man used to breed after 13 years. Oh, so nothing wrong with people at Jamaica. Be careful, protect your children. They are vulnerable. Their brains come like sponge. Them soak up anything them see, especially for somebody with them see popular and they on TV regular. Right? Their brains are like sponge. Do not let these agents, right, of the system, right, who want to see society, go down certain parts where certain things get normalized, right? People don't fall for it. Jamaica, me I talk to them. Serpy, I talk to them. Don't fall. This is how them take time, weed the team. That's like in America, them try to take time, bring in back. You know, there's some stuff, they say, oh, man won't feel a picnic. Oh, you know, say, because, you know, mentally, you know, and I try to find justification now to the point here I go start say, you know, say this whole, if I go start shake up all them the computer like, you know, say it kind of too harsh. This is how them going to take time work between people. I'm not giving no conspiracy theory right so. I'm showing you what's evolving in front of your eyes. To the point where now, you see people like Scatta when they use arguments like this. Because you can't argue with God. Remember, you know, somebody who believes in a God, I will say, well, God is the be all end all of wrong and right. So if God breed 14-year-old, then hey, that means it alright. So I mean, we used to believe say you can't breed a picnic, but if hey, God's doing it, then hey, thanks Scatter. People, false equivalency. Simple Scatter and his kind. Right? When them say things like this, they think they're revolutionary. Them think they're smart. Them clap them hands and say, oh yeah, they get them now. How am I going to answer that? I mean, how am I going to answer that? Can't impress me. That's the problem. It's because they don't do the stats in Jamaica. Unfortunately, Jamaica's education system has failed. People do the math. 6% of Jamaican men can meet the basic CXC standard and 12% of Jamaican women. So we already said this education system now deliver, right? Already failed the people in all along. So the youth, not only are the youth them not educated certainly, right? But they are prone to being led astray by people who have a slightly higher education. Because Scatta is educated. Right? But there's a big difference between education and intelligence. Let me say it again. There is a big difference between education and intelligence. This is why I speak about LIQs. I never said LEQ. I never said low educated simpleton. I never said LES. That would be a LES. Low, you know why I don't focus on education and I focus more on intelligence? People at Jamaica don't want to know why. Because education can be bought. And some people can't afford it. Therefore, if me was to start judgment purely based on education, enough people will get left out because them did enough country at dig yam and banana and then can't. Them parents tell them say, oh, left school and go dig yam. Those people would be unnecessarily thrown under the bush. This is why I don't focus, man. I don't say LES, low educated simpleton. I say LIQs, low IQ simpleton. We're talking about IQ. A man who never go to school can still have a high IQ. Right? A man who don't have 20 CXC can still be intelligent. Right? There's a difference between education and intelligence. Do not let these agents of the system slowly creep certain things down the mind and normalize certain things down the mind. People in Jamaica, we don't care. What nobody want to tell us it happened 3,000-4,000 years ago. Now in 2020, we know wrong from right. And we don't need nobody to tell you what other man used to do. We know wrong from right. We know say picnic, no fair breed. Right? We know that. And a man can go around or breed no picnic and come tell you about, oh well, you never say nothing when God do it. Right? You take that up with God. You want him to talk about that. Right? If you believe in him. But we are telling you, say, we know. And anybody who thinks they can come around here, come trouble a 14-year-old boy or girl, can't find out trouble. That's the next thing with the entertainment industry too. Right? Only part of them just like bad man, mix up in a spot lifestyle. But that's another video. Right? But these entertainers, enough of them, they are agents of 116, agents of the system, agents of high society, the people them who give them.
All right, we will just stop it right there. We will just stop it right there. And I want to say again, before we go any further, the main thing that I want to say right now is thanks for everybody who came here tonight to be a part of this revelation, or if I may say, a part of this delivery. Thank you to the core people. There are the people that I can look forward to at any time, no matter what. And I'm never going to take this for granted. The Angela M's of the TR show, the SF Rose of the TR show, the Latrice Blacks of the TR show, the Carter Club and Amy Carnival of the TR show. The core people, the core queens of the TR show will never be taken for granted. And so I want to say a big shout out to you. I want to say a big shout out to Politics Watch and Greg Manley, the only man in the building, along with myself. So Greg Manley is the only man present at this moment, and I want to say I appreciate your presence in the building, sir. Thank you so much for coming. We have come to the end of tonight's broadcast, and thank you for coming. So I'll be playing the theme song, and then we will be heading out. And I want to say again, thank you so much for coming. I am yours truly, TR Nearex. Remember, if you are watching this video after this live stream and you have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing. Give the stream a like, give the stream a share. Let somebody else know that we are doing this over here. And we will say thanks again for coming. God bless you until we meet again. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. Blessings until we meet again. Peace.